This is all the Real Madrid news that came out March 25th. And well, this is basically just a recap of what happened yesterday. Fede Valverde played against Bolivia. Brahim played against Tanzania. Vinny, Rodrigo, and Endrick played against Argentina. And first, we start out with Uruguay. Fede Valverde was resting. He was on the bench. However, he played the whole second half. In the game that Uruguay and Bolivia tied 0-0. He will now return back to Madrid because that's the end of international break for Fede Valverde. Then we have Morocco vs Tanzania. Brahim started, and he scored a goal. Brahim, when he scored, was also doing Sergio Ramos celebration. And well, Morocco won 2-0. Next, we had Brazil vs Argentina. Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo started. And Endrick replaced Rodrigo in the second half. Vinny played the full match, Rodrigo played 45 minutes, and Endrick played 48 minutes. And well, Argentina won this game 4-1. And well, with that being said, international break is over. Real Madrid returned in 3 days. Now, during international break, some players did train. Militao, who was back training on the grass and with the ball. Now, before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, just like the video so I know. Now also follow if you want to stay updated with Real Madrid news. Now also, TikTok in a couple of days could go away. Make sure you're following my YouTube, my Instagram, and Twitter if you want. I also have Discord which notifies you when I post a video. So if you want to join, here's the link. But anyways, we have the second leg with Real Sociedad in 1 week. And well, Raúl Asensio and Lunin are back in training. And Fran is also training. And there is news that Dani Ceballos could return for the game against Alaves on April 13. And also we got news that Jeremy De Leon's season is over. He will undergo surgery on both shoulders. But anyways, as everyone probably knows, there's a whole bunch of transfer news. For example, Trent. Sky Sports D said that Liverpool had began looking at replacements for Trent. Kerry said that Liverpool had been informed about Trent's development with Real Madrid. The club no longer has much hope to renew him. And Fabrizio dropped the dagger. Trent to Real Madrid is getting closer and closer. Here we go to follow very soon. And Ornstein said that Real Madrid working to close deal to sign Trent on free. Now obviously there was more people that talked about Trent yesterday. I did make a separate video on this if you want to check it out. Now they also brought up Virgil van Dijk. Regarding Van Dijk's reports, this was never the case. Real Madrid did not have any conversations with the player or his agents or vice versa. Now there was also talks about Dean. Real Madrid want Dean, and they're liking him more and more. His performances with Spain have really impressed the club, and that Real Madrid were amazed by Dean's performance under the pressure of Dutch fans. Sources at the club say we already knew he was very good, but now we also know he has the necessary personality to play for Real Madrid. And also Dean's father shares Diario AS news on Real Madrid's decision to sign the player. However, he ended up deleting the story. Now there was also news about Subimendi. Real Madrid are now pushing for Martin Subimendi. So the Real Madrid news last few days. Trent signing is imminent, per multiple sources. Dean is a target for this summer per AS, and they're pushing for Martin Subimendi per Cope. Now there was also news that Real Madrid are counting on Eder Militao for the future. They were waiting for his return, and that Raúl Asensio renews until 2029. Done deal. Raúl Asensio will earn 6.2 million euros next season, and there will be a progressive increase. He could reach 9 million euros in his last season. Raúl Asensio's release clause is now 100 million euros. And Miguelito Cope said that Raúl Asensio has signed his new contract yesterday. Now there was also news that Florentino Perez rewarded every player 250,000 euros for knocking out Atletico Madrid and going to the UCL quarterfinals. Now also, Toni Kroos sat down and said this: "You can win many UCLs and many titles, but the farewell that the fans gave me is difficult to explain. The love I receive from the fans is worth more than a title. People show me love on the street and I always think that I have done something right during these years." They asked about his retirement decision. The decision was not from one day to the next. It has been a stage. I wanted to be important to the team, and I go through the moment that people thought that my physical level was not the best, or that my body hurts. It has been a stage of many conversations with my family, with my wife. Key to my performances: self-confidence. I'm not afraid, at least in football. I trust my quality a lot. I don't remember any game in which I played that made me nervous, or with doubts. I always wanted to go out on the field. We have lived through difficult moments here in the 10 years. Many titles, but there was also months of difficulties. And if you are not stable, I think that you can start to doubt. And it is very dangerous to doubt in a club like that. I haven't doubted for a second in these 10 years. And well, lastly, Cristiano Ronaldo with la décima kit. And well, with that being said, let me know what you guys thought about the news.